So, good morning, everybody. Welcome back after the yoga session. I hope we are energized for today. So, this session, we are going to talk a little bit about relationship. We are all here together. And why are we here? Because we see something, some purpose together. Maybe we can connect with each other. When we first came yesterday, many of us had never met anybody before. And now it's like we became friends, isn't it? So now we see some bond, some relationship. So we'll talk a little bit about relationship. We are familiar with relationship with our family members. And in UHV, we come together from different areas of the country. And we are like a team, a UHV team. So even this South Central region small team ultimately joins all the other regions' teams and becomes the huge big UHV national team. And then we may have other members outside the country who also form part of the team. So the team can get bigger and bigger. So we're going to talk today a little bit about relationship in the team, in the family, in the team. We might be able to see how many of us sometimes have some arguments at home with our family members. How many times? Yeah. Has it ever happened that some of us have arguments at home? We can raise our hand. Okay, we don't have to talk about the frequency. Does it happen once in a while? Yes, but it does happen. Regular process. These children are not listening, huh? Part of life. So why does it happen? Do you sometimes feel that you care a lot about your family members and you want them to be happy? How many of us think that we want our family members to be happy? Many of us, isn't it? How many of us feel we don't want to fight with our family members? We don't want to fight. So we don't want to fight with our family members. We want to make them happy. But what happens? Do we also sometimes feel that our family members don't understand us? How many of us think that way? That they don't understand us? Sometimes. So why is it happening? Why is all this happening? So we are looking into that. Where is the problem, you think, in our homes? Is it that we don't have enough money, enough things? Or is it that we have problems with relationship in our family? We have fights. Which is the bigger problem? Very nice. She also gave the reason why. Yes. So we don't feel very happy in our relationships. That becomes a major cause of our troubles at home. In order to have fulfillment in relationship, we have to understand relationship. So that's why it was mentioned that when we don't have understanding, when we don't understand the relationship, of course we get into problems. You want to make others happy. Sometimes you even sacrifice so many things for others. And still sometimes this happens that people feel dissatisfied, they stop talking to you, they get angry with you, isn't it? Yes? So why is all this happening? We are living together from so long. Still we feel the other is not listening to me, they don't understand me, all those things. We want to be calm, we want to stop fighting, but yet we can just attach it. So we want to stay calm, we don't want to fight, but still, lot of times we keep arguing, we fight, we get angry, irritated with one another. Even in colleges, even in universities, even in offices, policy makers, administrators, academic leaders sometimes spend 30 to 70% of their time trying to sort of, solve the problems in relationship among the people in the company. So you can just imagine, so much of time is wasted in doing this, trying to solve problems in relationship. So let's look into this relationship. Thank you. So for those of us who have been through the UHV material and have been through the workshops, you will be familiar with this slide that as human being, we are a coexistence of self and body, two units that come together. And we have to look at these two units separately because these are two distinct entities. They are not the same. So I, as the self, want to be happy. How many of us want to be happy? Do we want to be happy all the time or only sometimes? All the time. So you can see this purple block is representing I, the self. And I want to be happy all the time in continuity. This happiness in me has to do with my feelings. So that's why we say, I feel happy. I feel sad because it is the feeling in us. If you look at the body has to do with, body's need is for physical facility, for food, for clothes. And this is something that doesn't have anything to do with feeling. It has to do with the requirement of the body. So my need for happiness gets fulfilled when I have the right understanding. And on the basis of that right understanding, I have the right feeling. In the case of the body's need is fulfilled when the body gets physical things like food, like clothes, and so on. So you can see here that yesterday we talked about three things that are required for happiness and prosperity: right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. Now you can see that right understanding is the need of the self or the body. What is it? Self. What about relationship? Self. When the self has the feeling of relationship, they have the right feeling. The self has the right feeling. And the need of the body is physical facility. So if we have the right understanding about relationship, we can understand relationships and we can have fulfillment in relationship. Similarly, when we have right understanding about physical facility, we can understand how much physical facility is required for the body, and then we can make that much available. So therefore, we say right understanding is the first priority. Because when I have right understanding, I can understand my relationships also. I can understand how much physical facility is also required. Second priority is relationship. Again, a need. It is my need. I want to be happy. And third priority is the need of the body, which is for physical facility. So this is just a recap of what you probably have already heard. Coming to the relationship, because we said to understand the relationship. So some statements were made in the workshop earlier about relationship, and we'll just go through those again. That relationship is between self and self, or body and self. Self and self. So relationship is between one self and another self. There are feelings in relationship, like we were saying, we feel happy, we feel sad, we feel anxious, we feel fearful. These are all kinds of feelings that we have. So there are feelings in relationship. Feelings are in one self for another self. So if I just use the word mother, what kind of feeling comes to you? Anybody? Is it a good feeling or a bad feeling? Good feeling. You feel good. So you can see that feelings are there in us, and we have feelings for another person, for other people, for other units. We can recognize these feelings. They can be very definite. When we pay attention to them, we can recognize them within us. And these are some of the feelings that we talked about in relationship earlier. We'll just talk a little bit more about trust today, especially since the question came up. So trust is said to be the foundation feeling, the feeling without which the relationship cannot move forward. So just like for a building, what is the first thing you make for the building? Foundation. You lay the foundation stone, isn't it? You make the foundation strong so that the building can last for a long time. Similarly, for relationship to sustain, we need the minimum of the feeling of trust. Without that, the relationship cannot move forward. So these are many feelings that we have mentioned, but like I said, we'll talk mostly about trust. The feelings that we are recognizing, once we fulfill them from our side, and we can evaluate that the other is able to understand that I am having this feeling for them. First of all, when I have the feeling, I feel happy. When I said, think of mother, you thought of mother, you had some feeling that made you feel good. So you felt happy. When you share this with your mother, how will she feel? Happy. So when we have the feeling from our side, we feel happy. When we share it with others and they are able to see it as that feeling, they also feel happy. So it leads to mutual fulfillment. Now, what is trust? Trust is to be assured. To be assured of what? That the other also wants to make me happy and prosperous. We said when we have fights in the house, we said, do we want to make the other person happy? Yes or no? How many of us say yes? Yes. Huh. Yes. So what ma'am is saying is that even though we want to make the other happy, sometimes we are able to, sometimes we are not able to. But we do want to make them happy. So trust is to have this clarity that the other wants to make me happy and prosperous. And this sometimes we don't have. So we'll look at this feeling of trust between two people. You are that first person, and you think of the other person as somebody in your family. It could be anybody. It could be your mother, your father, your close friend, your spouse, your sibling, brother, sister, whoever. Somebody close to you that you want to check your feeling of trust with. And you ask yourself some simple questions. So we'll do that. For those of us who have been through this n number of times, please bear with us, because there are many new members who may not have gone through this. So, about my natural acceptance, that pure part in me, the divinity in me, if I ask myself, I want to make myself happy, is this okay or no? Yes? Please say loudly. Yes. I want to make the other happy? Yes. The other wants to make himself or herself happy? Yes. The other wants to make me happy? Depends. Depends. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, nice. Any other views? Okay, we'll look into that. But for now, we had one yes and one depends. So we'll put question mark only. So this is about our natural acceptance. Now let's look at our ability. Like it was mentioned that sometimes we are not able to make the other happy. So if I ask myself, or if I say to myself, if I read this sentence about myself, I am able to make myself always happy. Yes or no? Take note of the always. I am always able to make myself happy. Question mark, no? I am always able to make the other happy. We have put question mark, maybe it will be like a no. It is able to make herself always. Not always. The other is able to make me always happy? No. Not at all. So no matter how many times we do this exercise, these are the results we find. What is happening here? We talked about our natural acceptance, the divinity within us, the pure part within us. Is the natural acceptance same in all of us or it is different? You want to mention?
Yeah, but other options are like that they can do. So it cannot be safe.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we are talking of natural acceptance, we are talking of that pure part, the divine part within each one of us. So sometimes you may have seen movies where they show the same person is standing in front of the mirror and one image is saying, yes, do the right thing. And the other one is saying, don't worry about them, don't do it. Can you see that? So that divinity part, the pure part is always telling you the right thing. But there is another part of you, your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, and you might not want to listen to this part. But we are talking about the pure part. Then it will be the same for all, isn't it? So if we are talking about natural acceptance and we say, I want to make myself happy, I want to make the other happy, we can see that very clearly. But then if we are talking about natural acceptance, for the other also, the other wants to make herself or himself happy, the other also wants to make me happy. If we are talking about the natural acceptance. So why did we get a question mark here? That question you were asking. These are just some examples. Like if I have a glass in my hand and it breaks, then I say it broke by accident. Somebody else, same thing happens, I say, you broke the glass. Can you see the difference? I boil milk, I'm standing there only, but I'm thinking of something else, and the milk boils over. And I say, oh, I was there, but I didn't see it. The milk boiled over. Same thing my spouse does. I say, Are, again you let the milk boil. You made the milk spill over. There's a difference in how we say. Why? If I get late to work, I say I would have come on time, just that last minute, there's so much traffic jam, I got caught, I couldn't come. My student comes late to class, I say, come again late. See the difference? Have different ideas about ourselves and different about others. Even if I make the same mistake again and again, I don't doubt my intention. I didn't want to make that mistake. It just happened by accident. So I'm saying I make mistakes by accident. I'm a good person. I never want to do the wrong thing. So when I already think I'm very good, will I make any effort to change? No. I'll try to change the other person because I think he's the one who makes the mistake or she's the one who makes the mistake. But if the other makes a mistake once, I doubt the intention of the other. I say they didn't want to do it. I say that they make mistakes intentionally. That's when I get irritated, I get angry, I'm in opposition with the other. And I feel that the other is bad. I am the good one. I never make mistakes. Whatever happens, happens by accident. I didn't mean to do it. But when the other does, I think they don't want to. So when my student comes late, not only do I say late again, I say you don't want to come to class on time. You stay out, you go out and you stay out. So like that, we punish the other because we think that they are doing this intentionally, that their intention or their natural acceptance is bad. So this doubt on intention, this is the major reason for problems in relationship. The reason why we were not able to see this natural acceptance in the other is because when I evaluate myself, I'm seeing myself on the basis of my natural acceptance. I want to make myself happy. I want to make the other happy. Very clear. My natural acceptance is that. But when I'm looking at the other, I'm not looking at their natural acceptance. I'm looking at their behavior, their competence. And I say that they are late or they are, not studying or they made the milk boil over or they broke the glass or whatever the example. I feel that they are trying to punish me. They are trying to trouble me. I had one patient, child who was sick. This mother, the child's mother, she used to get very disturbed every time he got sick. And one time she called me. This was just recently only, some months back. Even though I'm not practicing, but she keeps calling every now and then. So she said, this child of mine, he is always troubling me. He is always troubling me. I said, what happened? Now, every time my husband goes out of town, he gets sick. So I said, do you think he wants to get sick? It sounds like that, no? He is troubling me, he is getting sick so that I get troubled. And then she didn't appreciate that. Then she said, but every time he goes out, now this fellow has fever. So I said, he must be feeling so miserable. So we look at the behavior of the other. We look at what is seen on the outside. And when we see that the other is not able to make himself or herself happy, the other is not able to make me happy, I say the other doesn't want to make me happy. Can you see this difference? On the right side, you see the competence. This It doesn't point to that, but anyway, it's okay. On the right side, you see about the competence, about our ability, about our behavior, about what is seen outside. On the left side is what is internal in us, the pure part in us, the divinity. So when I think of myself, I'm evaluating myself on my natural acceptance. But when I'm evaluating the other, I'm evaluating on the basis of the behavior. And that question mark for the behavior, I drag it and put it this side and say the other doesn't want to make me happy. Is this clear? So this is the problem. This is why we have mistrust. Now, when I have the clarity that the other's intention is same as mine, the other also wants to make me happy, just like I want to make the other happy, then now I will rightly evaluate both my intention and the other's intention. And when I evaluate the competence, the ability part, I will evaluate, when I evaluate the other's ability, I will also evaluate my own ability. That even I can't make myself always happy. Even I can't make the other happy. Now I'm seeing the similarity between us rather than the differences between us. So this is what happens when we have clarity about trust. So now if the other has this glass and it breaks, I'll say the same way. It broke by accident. You didn't want to break it. It just broke by accident. It's okay. Because that's how I say for myself. Similarly, if the other gets late, I'll say, oh, you got late again. Rather than as if the other wanted to get late. These children today, these students, they are so careless. They always want to be inside that mobile only. They don't want to study. How many of the faculty say like that? Very honest answers. Thank you. So we have to see that when I evaluate myself on the basis of natural acceptance, I also need to evaluate the other on the basis of natural acceptance. Then only it's a fair comparison. So when I make a mistake even once, of course, I will not doubt my intention because my intention is pure. But I will know that my mistake is because of lack of competence. My ability is lacking. So what will I do? I will make effort to improve my ability. Isn't it? And if the other is making the same mistake again and again, at least I will not doubt the intention. The other doesn't intend to do this. I know that the mistake is due to lack of competence. The other also lacks ability, just like I lack ability. Then what will happen? Then I will make effort to improve his competence, but with feeling of affection. So that is important because my feeling for the other will be one of relationship. With feeling of affection, I will try to improve the competence of the other. Somebody once gave an example. In fact, there was a example that we often quote that there was this person who was attending the workshop and he used to have a lot of fights with his wife. So when he attended the workshop, the session on trust, immediately after that, he called his wife and he said, now I know what your problem is. You don't have the competence. So that will not help. You have to help the other improve their competence with feeling of affection. There's a difference. And not only that the other may have difficulty in understanding, sometimes I may also have difficulty in explaining. Huh? You want to give? I am sure she has heard enough. She has seen and heard enough. It's okay. So, this trust on intention, this is the starting point for mutual development. Why mutual development? Because one, I'm not doubting the intention of the other. I know that the other's ability is less, so I will try to help him improve his ability, him or her. The other is, I know that I'm also lacking in my ability, so I will try to make effort to improve my ability also. So both will grow. That's why when we have fights at home, you should thank your partner, because of that, because no, he is thanking her and she is saying he's the one who always fights. Yeah. So that is the starting point for mutual development. So that's why we have to thank the other, because of that, we are actually, when we have this concept and it reminds us, then we think more about it, we reflect on it, and we improve ourselves. How many of us who have been through this feel like they get less angry, they get less irritated? Very nice. You can raise your hand nicely, na? What is you feeling shy about? Very good. Nice. Very nice. So there are many examples. I'm sure you have heard of many such examples. I'll just give one more example. So there was this mother who was a faculty who went through the workshop, and uh, she had 3 children, small children, who used to, she was looking after them. She had a lot of work at home with them. But when she was doing this workshop, those days it used to be 8-day workshop. So 8-day face-to-face workshop. So when she was doing that workshop, after the workshop, when she went home, she was cooking in the kitchen. 3 hungry children, they are playing in the living room. Just imagine the scene. And they are playing with some ball and bat or something. And she's trying to cook in the kitchen. And then suddenly there was a sound of a window shattering. The child had hit the ball and the ball had hit the window and the window broke. And she was relating this in her feedback. And she said that as soon as I heard that sound, I got so angry. I thought, Abhi, I will go and slap them. And she put her sari like this and she marched out of the kitchen. But she says, while I was walking towards them, I suddenly remembered this trust on intention. And I thought, they're children. They want to play. I should have sent them out to play. I allowed them to play. What is their fault? So by the time she reached the children, she was calm. And the children were all standing like this, because she used to shout and get angry, slap and all that. And then when she reached there, she just she saw the glass was on the ground. She told them quietly, calmly, just step away so that you don't get hurt with the glass. I'll just get a broom and I will sweep it clean. And the children are just looking, what has happened? So while she was doing all that, the small child who used to share very spontaneous, small children don't think too much, they just share whatever. So the smallest child, or the middle one, not the absolute youngest, but the middle one, he said, Mummy, marogi nahi? You will not hit? And she kept quiet. And then the small one said, very softly, he whispered and said, she's not getting angry these days. Some workshop she's doing. This is what she shared. So just a little bit of awareness about the feeling, if we have, we can avoid such accidents. This trust on intention is the one which can help us develop mutually. And this also holds true for teamwork. Jagdish Babaji, you are lead volunteer. I will pick on you. How do you feel when your volunteer doesn't do the work on time?
So when I call for meeting and I post the link and expecting all will be joined, but only one or two will be joined. So then initially when it's very starting days, 3 years back, so I have taken this much time, I spend my time, but nobody is willing to come or they're not contributing their part. I used to get irritated. Then slowly that is faded.
Nice.
But, they also have some work like me. They're not coming, they're not doing this intentionally. Now, if zero attendance is there also, I don't, I don't feel bad.
Yes.
If it is not happening this time, let it do next.
Yeah.
That is, I am teaching question.
For those who haven't practiced this, I just want to ask you one thing. You said now you don't feel bad even if nobody comes on time. A lot of people feel if we don't say anything, if we don't shout at them, they will never learn. And they will rather ill-treat us, or they will take advantage of us. How do you feel about that?
I think this with my student. So the initial start of the semester, I go to class and I decide I should not shout at this batch. I both. But
I think
as the days progress, I give some assignments. Few people after the deadline or they not submit. Then I raise my voice. I shout at them, and I shout at them so that the work will be done. It not result.
it doesn't happen.
It's not result. So there is no point in shouting.
Yes.
But we assume that by somebody has shouted, the other is working, we assume that the way that also will do so that the work will be done. But it doesn't work, and also we are disturbed. We are disturbed by our harmony is disturbed, we are unhappy. What is the point?
Yes. Yes. Nice. Ah, yes. Ah, take a. Maybe you can. And it.
See, like Rajeshbhaiya statement with that, if you keep quiet, they haven't submitted like that. And if you shout also, they haven't submitted. But the difference maybe will be there. If you don't shout, submissions might be zero. You shout it quickly, something 90, maybe like some percentage will change.
Okay.
But
Okay.
what about the feeling
between
us, the student? He will never turn up for other any discussion.
But without submitting assignments, we can't award them marks. This is another point.
Another thing I would like to ask you, when you shout at the students, how do you feel?
With affection to shout.
You have to be careful about that. Is it really affection? At the moment you're shouting, you should see your feeling. Okay. If you're careful, well and good, but from the other side, you may not get the reciprocation of that feeling. Because for the other, you are shouting at them.
Getting submissions and from our side, summarizing and submitting by department is also mandatory for us.
Yes, so we can maybe talk to the person. We can find out, is there a reason why they are not able to? What can you do to help? These are some other alternatives you can use. That and all, we will find ways and means.
There's a time taking process, but time is not that necessary.
time-taking process, but relationship will be better. So you always have a choice. We make choices. There is no 100% this only you have to do or that only you have to do. All choices are available to us. We make the choice. There are people who may choose relationship over the immediate this result, or may find other ways to do it with relationship. And there may be others who feel shouting is good enough because it is getting the job done. But we also have to be careful when we shout at somebody to get the job done. Slowly that is developing into our sanskar, a habit. So for instance, a person who say goes to the office and he finds that his room is not clean. So he shouts at the person who is supposed to be cleaning the room, and the person comes running and cleans the room quickly and goes out, and he says, good. Because I shouted, the job got done. This is good. So the next time it happens again, he does the same thing, and again, and it becomes a habit. Now with that, when he goes home also, even when his child wants to come and play, he's habituated to getting angry very quickly. And so he loses his temper even at home. Whereas it started as something that had to just be left at work. But a lot of times with that same anger, it continues. It doesn't just stop there. The anger continues and it goes on to, it's like in a movie, you have different frames. So in one frame, you're in the office. Next frame, you're at home. But the anger is continuing. Your child comes to want to hug you, and you just get angry and push the child away and leave me alone. I've just come from work. I need to relax. Yes, please.
Regarding why any people is not clean my room, or I will inform her how to come my chamber, how to give her sleep room, I can see. That is one option. No, ma'am, I will sleep. She will come like that. Then, being a part of as a HOD, NSS program officer, vice principal, I have to organize many programs. Every day, more or less, every day I have to organize any small or major program. What I will do, whenever we are organizing NSS programs, volunteers have to come. If volunteers may not come, I fix the venue, one seminar hall, but they may not come properly. What I will do during the break time, I will go to that block. Then I will go along with banner. Then wherever they are chit-chatting in the during break, I will arrange the program names. This is the thing happening many times to me, because they know next time if we may not venue, but will come to us. Anyway, program will be there. If we are going, then we can sit and then we can enjoy in the program. If we may not go, we have to stand and then we have to listen whatever they will be. Whatever we have to do, madam will be complete as a part of the program. That's why after sometimes I'm getting at least minimum few volunteers will come. Whatever, if I expect 50 members, at least 40 to 30 members will come. Program successful. This is the thing I'm slowly moving. Where initially what I'm doing, students may not come. What I can, what I have to do, yes, everything. But I think slowly. So, like actually, Prajalvadhan Palana, I'm going to students. That is the thing I'm doing. The things.
Nice. Before the question, I'll just add to what Seshaji just said. So one is the doing part, what we do on the outside. And equally important or even more important is how we feel when we are doing that. So like she mentioned, we go to them so that even if they didn't come, we will go there. But we go with feeling of relationship. And we hold the session there. Now next time they will recall that and they will come. But when there is feeling of relationship, now they are able to see the relationship also. There is no opposition there. That is important.
They may not even program.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Just to add one. You told that you're not paid, you use the room speaker. My wife used to say, servant maids. If she's trying to tell the servant maid, it's how you have to deal up there. Servant maid next day she will not come because madam knows how. Yeah. So even if I don't go also, she will manage.
When we will be previously informed, they can feel this is our responsibility. We have to do. We didn't do. That's why madam told like.
Hope you got the response from the students in the right way. That is one method, good method.
Another thing, since you mentioned,
Same thing happened. Our neighbors many times throwing the all the litter in the outside. Many times while I'm in the gardens or somewhere in our home also. While they are throwing, I will go to their homes. Then whatever your litter is there, your dustbin is there, you can hand over to me. I will hand over to municipality people. Then I will go surrounded to homes. Then after that, they understand. We are doing wrong. That is also actually whenever we constructed my home, surrounding of the place is very empty place is there. Whatever the things they will simply throw outside. I observed 10 days, 15 days. After that, I go take homes. If you have any problem, you can hand over your dustbin. I will put your my dustbin to your home, and then I can give it to you dustbin or something back. Then you can throw on that, and then I will hand over to municipality. So after we slowly they will realize the things. This is the thing we found actually.
nice. Yes, Prashanti ji.
So we got in the arguments. Even we, used to have this same kind of issue. So I divided the argument in two parts. At least one argument there is something. But that also some students never did something. And especially for UG assignments, what I started doing is for the past 2 years, I started discussing those assignments in the classes. So what they have submitted and what they have written openly in the class, as per their own number, as per office, take the papers and start discussing them. So usually the assignment says counting the number of those, to have the effect transparency and how they are behaving with the classmates, how the peer group in the hostels. So those issues. And some other and one of the socially relevant project that each and every has to write. Because the fifth chapter is related to that subject. So discussing in the class, but they started and there are many number of periods also. But we started inculcating the students. So earlier they used to copy the sentence. So same whatever word is copied by the other students also. So when I started reading that, then initially they used to be ashamed because they have copied to someone. So this is a master copy. Whose is this master copy of its class? So slowly the done into some interesting task, but still few students they never submit. That is also there. Out of 70 students, at least 10 students are there. Finally, you are reduced to 5.
This is a scenario all over the country.
Yes. So those 5 students, feeling of relation, everything is over down. So I simply mark them 6. That's all. Because if you just go on marking, then this will spread to the next batches also. So in data paper, up to this I could get. So almost something 5 or 3 numbers, check it 0 to last. So that is the way, and even some of the quiz and answer scripts also I was discussing in the class. So a lot of continuous 20 to 60. So many answers. So I will tell you to follow these USP guidelines, but most of them they don't follow. They have their own way of writing the things. Yesterday I put in the copying also there. So regarding the surface mates, even I tried got Shisha and but I found few of them coming in the night after 10 o'clock and putting so I didn't go to the extent of seeing my CC camera. So somehow managing because when I have this, I think that is very good. So this is what I want to share. Thank you. Thanks. Can I share? So you were telling about how the feelings are carried forward to the next event. So recently I had an experience with that. I had not argument, a difficult conversation kind of thing with the team lead in the meeting. So he was not able to accept that he is not able to understand what I was saying previously. So even I was not letting him go away with that. So we had an argument in the meeting, and then he agrees, okay, we should not delay this. And I mean, I feel that he was putting the blame on me for not making him understand or clearly communicating. So that feeling was there. And the next day when I go to the yoga class, someone was late in the class, so my teacher asked me to move a bit aside because she also needs space. So I just got the feeling that why I always have to understand and get aside. That kind of feeling was there, but then suddenly my attention goes to that feeling. Like why I am feeling this way, but it's a simple situation. I can give this case easily. So I realized that I would not have felt that way. The previous day I don't have that feeling in me. So I experienced that the same feeling carried forward the next day in another event. So
Yes. Important is to see how you are feeling at that point. That you are not feeling very comfortable. And a lot of times, this carrying forward to another event, if you really look back, how much time you might have spent being in opposition. And all that time, you were uncomfortable. And the other may not even have any idea that this is going on in you for so long. So that is also important to see.
When we get begin other work, we are also not aware of the feelings because of their
Yeah.
The parents are also there. I just would like to share. So when there used to be some 5 to 6 persons in my office, when I was director, almost 6 years I've done different directorates. So initially they, because I was in the government institution, many people are not interested in working. They just come and sit and go away. So, but initially I used to do the tasks, but many tasks came to me. It was very difficult for me because Excel sheets all there. I cannot sit and do long hours. I can do the other technical works all there. So I started sitting with them. When they don't know, they actually know the computers, everything. But when they said we don't know, then I used to call them and make them sit to start doing that and do the work. Let them do the work and make them learn also. And slowly what happened is one of them got trained. Immediately after one year, after they got trained, our superiors they transferred them to the other departments. And again, some people were posted as a private trainer. Again, start training them afresh. So these are these practical things we have. And whenever a person is there, definitely they will first whether he's a driver or anyone. They started posting first in my department. So that they will be get some discipline and they will listen to it.
You have a question?
Yes.
Huh?
So that will always just presentation.
After this, conclude.
Yeah.
But somehow I was thinking of serving the institutionally, but not the same. Other directors, some of them, they were enjoying out also. These things also happen. And when I do concentrate on this PhD was, they started giving some other extra works. I'm paying, and we have got free time to do this PhD. I told them, say it's not that I'm paid that you're giving extra works, other directors also have the post. Because I'm interested in that, I'm spending a lot of time. My 5:30 it starts. Evening also, I attend the meetings. But
Yeah, this is how it is. The people who do the maximum work, they are given more work. That is their reward.
Good work means more work.
That's what. So anyway, coming back to it, because we have to do some question and answers after this. So I will try to conclude. Basically, when we have trust on intention, I have the feeling of trust in me for the other, and I'm accepting the other just as he or she is. What that means is not that I will just allow them to do whatever they want. Rather, I will be firm, I will play by the rules, but with the feeling of relationship. For instance, supposing somebody commits a crime. Now, one is that the laws are such that the police will sort of arrest the person, put him in jail. You can do that with or without a feeling of relationship. When you do it with a feeling of relationship, you are putting him behind bars so that the other society is safe. So you're taking care of other people. But at the same time, you will also take care that even this person who is being put in jail also has a need for understanding. So you will also at some point try to help this person understand. Like, for example, UHB work is being done in so many jails. And the people who are in the jails, they are able to appreciate that somebody is treating us as a human being, that you are caring about us also, about what we understand about our families. So that can be done. So that's why I said doing something outside and having the feeling of relationship inside, both are important. So I'll not do much, but you'll see that as our feeling of trust grows, as we stop doubting the intention of the other, the first thing that will happen with you is you will notice that you're not complaining about others so much. That is an indicator that I am able to see my feeling of relationship with others because I can see my relatedness with them. So I stop complaining about them and I also focus on my own ability. And I'll try to find various ways by which I can help the other to understand, help the other to improve his or her competence. So I can find creative ways only when I have feeling of acceptance, only when I feel related to the other. So when our child doesn't do well, or if supposing our child cheats in an exam, we don't throw him out of the house. We try to explain to the child, we try to get him on the right path. We try to help in whatever way we can, help him try to understand him or her. So similarly, when a student does the same thing, do we really try to help the person understand also, or we just throw them out of the class and say, like punishment, you don't want to learn, you stay out. So all options are open to us. We can choose with some awareness. And of course, this question we are all familiar with. If we have unconditional, continuous trust on intention of the other, and if the other is lacking in competence, what will we do? We'll try to improve his competence, or we'll get irritated, angry, and have feeling of opposition. The answer is very clear, isn't it? What is the answer? Try to improve the competence, A. And yet many times we do B, C, or D, isn't it? That's when we are doubting the intention and we are reacting to the other. Now, if we ask ourselves, how many people in our family and friends do we have trust on intention, which is unconditional and continuous? What that means is no condition attached and all the time. That means even for a moment, I don't get angry, irritated, in opposition. How many such people are there in our family and friends? This we can think about. We don't have to answer this question right now, but we can think about it. Yeah.
Some of the other time, some things happen and sometimes trust will be just interesting.
Yes.
Yesterday, when I went back home, I remember that today that Krishna made very calm. Bottles will break. So the khali bottles have to be kept outside. And I'm the one who does every job and nobody else does. So I called my mother, I said, Amma, you clean that and went to put it there. In the morning, you do 6:30. I know he doesn't get up in the morning, he doesn't like. So, because I told him with lot of anger, he got up and put the night only, he put the bottles away. If it breaks, he will charge you 5,000 rupees. There's no Friday, maybe. So, I was thinking, just for those 2 bottles, I created so much commotion yesterday. My daughter said, Mommy, why do you always have problems? Why don't you be quiet?
Yeah. So I think maybe we'll stop here and take questions. So now when I have trust on intention, what kind of program will I make? What kind of plan of action will I have with the other when I have trust on intention? First of all, I will check what is that person's competence, what is his ability or her ability. And I will make the plan in accordance with consideration of the other's ability and my ability. Otherwise, what happens? Supposing I am very good at computers, I'm hopeless actually. But if I am very good at computers and I do something very well, and I expect and I give the task to the other person to do it, now my expectation may be that the other person will do as well as me. But the other person may be not very good with computers. Now they'll not be able to do it. So what happens? When I see that, I can change my expectation. I am constantly evaluating the other's ability and seeing that the other doesn't have this ability. So I will give some other task or a smaller task that the other person is capable of completing. And I will try to help the other build the competence. In that effort, I am also trying to make my ability better. Supposing I am not able to explain properly, I might get the help of somebody else who might be able to explain better than me. Or I might take any other creative way to help, but I will also try to improve my own competence in the process. So that's why we said trust on intention is the starting point for mutual development. We both develop with that. Questions? Okay, Jagdish Babuji.
Thank you, Sharmila. Maybe now we'll take a few questions. So I welcome us to join in the panel.
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 Okay, say madam.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are discussing about self-development, team development. How this self-development naturally leads to team development, and how does society.
Is it necessary for us to be for the family? Do we have any harmony, or we can be in disharmony and expect harmony in the family for the team? Not all.
So when you see the whole existence, it is in harmony. And our role is to understand its existence and participate in its harmony. That's all that our role is. So whether you look at the role in the family, your role in the family is to participate in the harmony of the family. In the team, your role is to participate in the harmony of the team. Similarly, your role in the society is to participate in the harmony of the society. Like that, that's the role. That, and when you play that role, you feel happy. So ultimately, if you want to be happy, then you have to understand your role and play that role. As simple as that. So your it won't be quick for that. The other person will come. That would be an option. I want to be happy. So I play my role. I have understood my role and I will play my role. If the other person is saying something which is not with the right feeling, we don't have to evaluate what they're saying. We have to evaluate their feeling. And if their feeling is not the right feeling, then they have to get the right feeling. That's not the right feeling. It's not condemning them or rejecting them. And the other person never the right feeling. So that yeah. But if we don't understand that, then it is for that. So we outside and also it's nice to me, then only I think that to the other person.
It's agree, not feeling and feeling. So how do we help them by demonstrating, that's all. How we will conduct our business in our.
Put it near your mouth, na? You're holding.
Best way to do it, when the other person feeling is not right and not right. We have understood that. We have understood the feeling of that, yeah, but how do we help them by being in harmony with stuff?
Yeah, we have understood. And we are always going to be in harmony with it.
Then what is
With the other person. And the other person also be in harmony.
When the other has can help the other, then the other supporting for 10 years I've been shouting at others in my house. And now last 6 months I'm working on myself, I'm changing. And I'm trying to help them understand. But many times we are not really actually helping them understand, we are trying to make them change. And we want to teach them. We think what we are doing is the right thing, they are wrong. So we are trying to change them. And that doesn't work. But if our behavior is exemplary, if we don't shout and scream, if we are calm, we are comfortable all the time, then slowly they are able to see this change in us. And at some point they feel reassured. Then they themselves will come and ask us, how are you doing? What are you doing to do this? That's the right time to help them understand.
Yes. Then what will we do? And what will we do? We're expecting something from the other, which we ourselves don't know how. We're expecting good behavior from the other, but we keep shouting from the other person. So what will the other take up? Right. So as far as the consciousness is concerned, we have to see what is our feeling and what is the feeling of the other. If our feeling is the right feeling, it's a feeling of harmony, then we help the other person. Maybe this it's that is what Kepler was explaining. But sometimes we get stuck in one or two or three.
Others also need
The other is also not having competence, and even I don't have the competence. Please will realize that that is the case. And whoever has a little bit more competence, we can help the other person, or we go to a third person who has the competence and say that you help us. Don't be so full of ourselves that I know everything, and that is why as facilitators we are placing ourselves as co-explorers. We have also a long way to go. Other has also a long way to go. So we can help each other to explore things. We can explore things together. So instead of standing in front of the slide and I should stand here and say you are exploring, I am also exploring, and we are exploring this proposal.
Sometimes you don't even the third person asks. Like if they give us
Now we have to find the third person who is there assured with person.
So we need to wait with the feeling of relationship.
Now, till that time, things won't get done anyway.
Yes.
Yes. So it's what are the key indicators of well-developed
Well developed people be at number 6. You will not focus. I mean, we'll be able to understand that relationship is more important than the task at hand, the physical facility. If you don't understand that simple thing, then we'll keep on prioritizing the task. These assignments have to be done, this record has to be made, those kind of things will prioritize. We don't understand. If we understand, we prioritize the relationship. And till the relationship is at some reasonable level, we will not expect those assignments to be done. Because ultimately the relationship is the long lasting thing. The assignment, if it doesn't get done, it's okay. If the milk bottle breaks, what is the big deal? It is a physical facility. But if your relationship breaks, you have a trouble with that.
Example.
thing for the
So, for example, we are trying to do something with, let's say, basically we are trying to do things with developing a new system at AICT. It is taking a long time. We are not getting why should I have not done before and all that. It is not done. And now you can see there is a problem. Got hacked. It got hacked, so we have to do some other. No, this should have that, fellow should have done this, this should have done that. They got hacked. Now what do we do? If we are related to each other, we try to find the solution. We don't feel related. We should have done this before. Isn't it in your process?
the next
Situation.
Yeah.
Is it possible to talk about the situation which because of trust I get an outcome?
Yeah, we talk about.
we are almost time.
Yeah,
We can take 10 minutes want to conclude the
And we started this session about 25 minutes late. Because everybody.
So we'll delay the chair.
Yeah. So no tea today.
Actually, like, how,
We can
because
have 15 minutes.
Physical.
last month I've taken break. So that's the reason I could not do the lab that was assigned to me. And because I was irregular, next 1.5 months also my students did not turn up. But it is an ideation lab wherein the students have to come up with a product. So it's my intention was like I did not want, because of my inability, the students also behaved the similar way. So what I did in the summer, there was a summer break. I've given them the what is the content. I had taken the classes, they talked about examples of how to do the projects and everything. And when I was constantly communicating, and with the feeling of detention, it was not like you did not turn up, you have to come up and you have a listen. It was not the intent. When I tried, and after the vacation, I was surprised the way the feedback the students are come up with 30 products. So that's the thing, like with the feeling of first thing is and because of that, I could understand how the others are feeling. And to overcome the feeling of it the student response. So it always happens. First, that's how things will happen. It is first we have to understand about us, then we can talk about.
Nice. Very nice.
We are looking at the mystery. We are hardly looking at the state of affairs. They are mischievous because they don't have the right understanding. And if we understand our role, we'll help them to develop the right understanding. We can do it ourselves, and then otherwise we go to third person, fourth person. Nobody can help them. There are many examples of going to the third person. Maybe it's not possible to go to the same person. There was a couple who came to the Sardar. Ganesh told me that was very early on. Talk to them about this. I said, I have no idea, much idea what we talk. But I just shared the proposal as it is. And then next time I went to their city, I was afraid of calling them because they were in that big trouble. I thought. Then this lady called me and said, we are in much better shape. Now we have a second child also. We are all fine to come and meet us. So it is not what we call, we have to make whatever effort we can make from our side. And then for the third person in this case will the next. So it is possible. So it's complicated. When the other person is misbehaving or doing something wrong, it only means that they are lacking in their understanding of pattern. And that is our role is to help them. They're not trying to beat you up or blame you or we take it like that. They're trying to blame me or they're trying to trouble me. So that is not the case. Because we don't have the right understanding.
So practicing teamwork, what is the difference between owning the responsibility and participating?
Yeah. So when we are participating, We call it participation in the larger order. So supposing some task has to be done, then each one of us has some role to play in that. At the same time, all of us do have some responsibility, but say we have a lead volunteer. Now the lead volunteer has the responsibility to get the task done. So the lead volunteer with feeling of relationship, when he communicates this, he or she communicates this to the team, then each member of the team participates in that project or to complete that task. This is one part. You want to add something?
And trying to fulfill that purpose. So for a mother, leading the child, ensuring nutrition for the child's body. So if we are leading the child without kind of things that subsidy or something like that, which is not really nurturing for the body, we are not understanding, we have not understood the purpose. We are feeding the child, and yet the body of the child is not getting nurtured. So we have to understand the purpose. So in the team also, we understand the purpose, like what is the purpose of this? We understand the purpose, will be only that purpose, fulfillment of the purpose from my side, whatever I can do. But if it is, I don't know the purpose, somebody is going to tell me what to do, and I will just do that part. But I won't have that connection to the purpose itself. Big difference between ownership and so just participating when somebody else is telling you so. There's also seeing something. Seeing the room energy of owning the purpose for the room would be ensure an environment where this can take place in a present time. So it doesn't only mean being the room, it means having the right kind of airflow in the room and all that. So it's a lot more than that. Having a conducive environment where it can happen. So I'm amazed that Professor Murthy is there all the time. He's making a huge difference in this environment of discussion. He may not be participating in it. He's the what you call mimic like that. So it is important for us to realize what is the ultimate purpose of any activity or any our lives to start with, and from there it will flow into what is the purpose of this activity, the theme of the project that we do.
Yes, and we take last question. How can teams develop solution-oriented approach rather than complaint-oriented approach? We discussed so many things.
Yes. So I think as our understanding grows, this becomes a very natural process that we start working for the solution rather than looking and focusing at the problem. So it's like the example that we take if you're walking on the street and there's a gaddha, there is a hole in the ground. You don't stand there and complain who made this and why it has come in my way and why always I have to be in front of the hole and what if I had fallen and all of that. Rather, you just take the side route and you keep going to your purpose, to wherever you have to go, wherever you have to reach. So I think when we are very clear about our role, then we stop complaining about what others are not doing and focus on what I need to do. So I like that example of Dr. Abdul J. Kalam very much, that somebody had asked him when he was the president that, So many things are happening around you, so much chaos, so much confusion. But, sir, we see that you are always smiling. How is it possible? So he smiled and he said, because when I see anything like that, I have only one question to ask. So they said, what is that question? He said, my question is, how can I help? So you're always looking at what you can do to solve the issue. So I think as our understanding grows, we work towards that.
Not expecting from the other when I ask what I can do.
Yeah.
So what I can do is with the purpose in mind clearly. So if some child is saying, give me chocolate, the purpose is not to give find a chocolate and eat chocolate. The purpose is to ensure that the child understands and have something nutritious. Can be a tasty snack. So you have so many tasty snacks. You have what to go to and what to write to and so they can have that. Instead of using sugar, we can use that. And then you can talk to the child that how much is there. And don't say don't have. Say okay, fine. But they insist that you say okay, fine, I'll give you now. We'll get it now, but let's fix that. So you have the purpose in mind all the time. Purpose of life, purpose of nutrition, purpose of eat, purpose of any particular activity. So newsletter purpose is not to show off. It is the purpose of the newsletter is that you're sharing something which might be inspiring for the other people. And so what if it is a little bit late? What is the big deal? So, but we'll try to make it on time. Fine.
Yes. Thank you for all the reflections. It will surely help all of us in our self-development, also in the team development, and wherever we are participating, we are sure of our purpose is to be happy and then own the responsibility in that. There may be certain places where the team members will leave in between or the new people join. So what the purpose, if we are not to, then we will be continuing the project or that teamwork. So all of you have benefited from this panel discussion. So we'll take us these points in forward. Yes. So now we'll break for tea, 15 minutes. And there is a group photo for the yoga day. So Murthy sir will also join us for the group photo. So all of us join near the banner. We'll take group photo and then tea, then we'll assemble here 11.
But I did also yoga.
That's okay.
You inspired us to do the assembly.
I am in the purpose.
Yes.
I think I will have to say that. That's it.
No, it's okay.